Thank you very much.
Welcome to NRL 360 Rugby League from every angle, brought to you by NIB. Joining me again, Paul Kent. That's been the journo Australian James Hooper and Michael Cariana set for round 3. Looks like it's going to be an absolute cracker of a round. What are we looking forward to the most?
I think the certainly two of the sharpest teams so far in the start of the season, Parramatta and Manly, so up against each other. I'm very much looking forward to that game.
Friday night, the annual Grudge match, ding, 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 South Sydney against the Sydney Roosters. So much focus this week on the Bunnies. How do they respond? Jared Waerea-Hargreaves' 300th NRL game.
I can't go past the grand final rematch tomorrow night. Penrith v Brisbane. No Fisher Harris, no Payne Haas, but plenty of fireworks, I still think.
Speaking of, the grand final rematch takes place at Bluebet Stadium in just over 24 hours, and Kevvie Walters is in enemy territory. Kevvie, 1 loss, 1 win to begin the season. How have you rated the start to the year?
Yeah, it's been a bit indifferent, Braith. Obviously, the trip overseas to Vegas sort of disrupted a lot of our preparation. So, we're comfortably now back in Australia, and we've had some good preparation into the South game, and equally for this week into the Panthers. So I'm really comfortable with where the team's at. And very much looking forward. It's great to be part of a grand final rematch. That's one thing that gets me really excited, is having the Broncos name up in lights in grand finals. That's brilliant.
Kevvie, we know you love a good time, and obviously with round 1 being over there in Vegas, how was it for the team and how has it impacted the side the first few rounds?
Yeah, look, I applaud the NRL for, taking the big step into the US, and we're very grateful and fortunate to be part of all the proceedings. Unfortunately, there can only be 1 winner or 2 winners over in Vegas. And, I said at the time, it's always hard to win in Vegas, regardless. And we found that occasion for us. But, I believe we've got some good learnings as a group travelling together. And certainly that will put us in good stead, not only in the opening weeks of the competition, but also, as the competition gets harder and more difficult over the season, those little bonding sessions and the group sessions that we had together, I think will be invaluable over the season.
Kevvie, Penrith just keep on keeping on. 3 premierships in a row now, and they've started obviously strong again this season. How difficult is it to beat Penrith once again? And do you see any difference in what we've seen this year with a couple of players not there from last year? What's different, and how do you go about beating them this time around?
You're just breaking up a bit there, Kenny, for me, but I'll just talk first a little bit about ourselves. And, obviously Payne Haas not available tonight. Adam Reynolds not available for tomorrow either. So what it does, it opens up some opportunities for some of our younger players. And Jock Madden will come in the 7 jumper in replace of Reno, or not replace of Reno, but he'll play in the 7. And then Fletcher Baker gets his first run on for us at the Broncos. He was a key off-season signing for us. So whilst we lose, a couple of our more senior players, we also opens up opportunities for those guys to come in and step up. And Xavier Willison as well has come in into the team, so into the squad. So he'll get an opportunity as well. He's been hasn't had a game for us this year yet, so he's chomping at the bit, wanting to get into that Broncos jersey and out and into the NRL.
Kevvie, I'm loving the lightning speed that you've got in the Broncos backline this season. Selwyn Cobbo into the centres. Dean Marron has been outstanding on the wing. Why was that a focus for you this year?
Yeah, well, look, it's a big move for Selwyn into the centres, but he's played a lot there, as a junior, and he's got great anticipation as a player. A lot of people talking about his attack and his skills in that space, but I'm really comfortable defensively, with Selwyn. He's played a lot of footy there. He's a big body and he makes good decisions, a naturally instinctive player, both in defence and attack. And Dean Mariner is the quickest player in our club over 40 metres, and we just couldn't leave him out of the team, the starting 17 to start the year. His speed has been a great asset for him in his early parts of his career, and he's only played, a handful of games for us, but he continually, finds the line. I thought the try that he scored, over in Vegas was highly skilled, and only guys with that speed can do that. And he picked up a nice couple of tries last week as well against South. One from a kick from Adam Reynolds. The other one was just an individual brilliance from him. A bit of luck there as well, I'd imagine. But he's prepared to do that and chance his arm. So he's been in good touch for us in the early rounds as well.
Kevvie, you said this morning that you'd get an indication of how long Payne Haas is out for. Are we talking 1 week, 2 weeks? How long before he is back on the paddock?
Well, he's had some. We didn't see our doctors this afternoon. Had some scans, so it'll be a 4 to 6 week injury. He'll have to have minor surgery on his knee. It just hasn't been right, from into the trials and into rounds 1 and 2. So we've had a good. Well, the doctors have had a great look at him, and they're going to operate him on him early next week. It's minor surgery, and we expect him to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which. For me, that's a great result. It's much better than anything longer or missing half a season or even longer than that. So yeah, and again, Payno's one of those guys, the ultra professional. I'd be surprised if he's not back even earlier than that, given the way he treats himself and treats his body.
Kev, myself and Kenty last night actually agreed and applauded the fact that you don't want to talk about last year. We get it. Why is it so important that you let that go, move on and not talk about it?
Yeah, again, a very important part of our team, but what it does do is opens up opportunities for guys that wouldn't normally get those opportunities. Xavier Wilson's a guy that we have huge raps on here at the club. We understand he's got a big future here at the club, and also Fletcher Baker was a high signing for us. Last year we identified Fletcher when he was playing, at the Roosters to be a player that can be a long-term player here for us as a middle. As everyone knows, we lost a couple of really good middles last year from our side. So those guys are expected to come in. And then Marty Tapau as well, with his experience around the group, he's been invaluable this season. We expect those guys, to cover the loss, Payne has.
Well, Kevvie, we always love having you on the show. Good luck in the grand final rematch.
Thanks, Braith. Good to be on the show again, mate.
Up
the Bronx, boys.
Fire up, son. Fire up. There he is, Kevvie Walters. What a legend. Obviously worked with us here at Fox League for a number of years, and he's such a great bloke, and he's doing an awesome job up there with the Brisbane Broncos. And he's got another, I think, successful year ahead of him with the team that he does have.
But he's doing that good a job, he couldn't hear the questions and just answered ones anyway.
Did he hear our questions?
Look, he certainly didn't hear mine, and I think your last one, I don't think you heard that, because that answer was the same one he gave me.
I know. I thought maybe it was the sports psych and maybe the way he's approaching the week. But
I've got no idea,
I was
mate.
referring to the grand final.
Yeah,
but,
look, and as you said, Braith, I think they're doing the right thing. The last thing you want to be the Broncos is every time it comes up, you've got to sit there and dwell on. Kevvie Walters did something that very few grand final coaches, losing grand final coaches do, is he sat there with his team, he made them all watch the grand final, which most blokes can never watch the beaten grand finals. He made them watch it all. He looked at all the good points, showed them all the good points. He said, right, now let's put it to bed and move on. They don't need to keep revisiting it every time a journo that's thinking of an idea wants to bring it up.
But it won't go away.
No, it won't go away. I love Kevvie.
But it's not going to fix it either by talking about it.
No, but I love Kevvie because he's genuine. He's from Ipswich. What you see is what you get. Yeah. But a couple of years ago when he was the Queensland coach, he did have your mate Bradley Charles Stubb, a.k.a. Stubbs, a.k.a. the Coach Whisperer, involved. And he loves this.
Book too, the Coach Whisperer.
Oh, has he? There you go. Yeah. He just got a plug.
Did you get
Did you get a start?
No.
He loves, the Coach Whisperer loves these mind games of where don't mention the opposition, don't mention that game, don't give this any credence or any ammunition whatsoever.
Kevy's not doing that in this case.
Well, yeah, but why aren't they talking about why won't they reference?
Because what's there to be achieved in talking about it?
But it only makes a bigger
Brings
issue
up bad
out of them not speaking about it as well.
No, because
it's made headlines.
We wouldn't be
I'll tell
speaking
you
about
why.
it, Kent, if they just threw away lines saying, we've moved on or whatever the case may be.
They sort
of try to say we're not supposed to talk about it.
No. So you're not listening. No, they've had that conversation. And they said in that conversation, I thought it was quite a bold step to make the team sit down and watch it. They've had the conversation. They've dealt with it. They've had the conversation with the journos, but the journos keep bringing it up, and Kevvie just says, look, how many times you'll get asked about an old girlfriend? You get to the point you go, mate, I've had enough. You know what I mean?
I think there's a bit of your man.
Sorry.
No, I think there's a bit of your man, Bradley Charles Stubbs, in the mentality and the mindset behind telling the group, let's not bring this up, okay? Yes, we've watched it. I've heard some players this week who are interviewed say they haven't watched it. Payne Haas said that in that interview with Yvonne Sampson. He said, no, I haven't watched the game in its entirety. I don't think
that was a live interview, though.
No, but he still said he hadn't watched the game.
But just on Payne, that's quite significant news that Kevvie just brought.
Yeah,
the fact that he's going to be missing for at least a month.
Huge.
It was unclear on how long he'd be missing, but arguably the best prop in the game gone for at least a month.
Did Stubbsy send you that vest with the book?
Yeah, look, but nothing wrong to try and dress up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Very good.